Tingles with flyby. Hello, my tinglings. A little while ago, I put out a field for questions that you all have about me that you might want to hear more about in a video. So I'm going to kind of combine two questions into a video here. And the two questions, the first question is, what drove me to start making ASMR in the first place? And also what kind of drives me still to make ASMR? And number two, what it's like to collaborate with other ASMRtists. So, I'm going to start with the first one. Oh, except first I have to mention, I thought this, if any of you have seen my collaboration with Desire ASMR, another good old South Aussie ASMRtist, then you'll see when she gave this to me, which I thought was very sweet of her and very nice. So I thought, what more appropriate to wear in this video than this little kind of scarf necklace combo that she gave me. I've got a plane flying overhead, but I'm gonna just take a moment to have a vacation 10,000 feet above the ground and enjoy the sound of the plane. Just imagining being up in the sky. Okay. Back to business. So, the first thing that drove me to start my ASMR channel was basically, I've always been a person that has a creative mind, and I am always coming up with lots and lots of ideas. And so when I started watching ASMR videos, I really enjoyed them and they made me very relaxed, but I had this profusion of ideas. And I thought, oh man, people should make these videos, you know? And so my main goal when I first actually started my channel was that I thought it would be great if I was big enough to be an influence so that other people would make the type of videos that I wanted by me making them and then them copying me, basically. So, a little bit of a selfish motive there, but it was also because I kind of have always, I guess, valued my creative mind and that sort of thing, but I wasn't really sure how my voice would come off and if I could actually be relaxing for people. I've also had a bit of a hang-up about my speech. Since I was young, I am a youngest child with a dad and sister who really like to talk, and so I am a very good listener, we'll put it that way, and have not always felt the time and space to speak at my own rhythm and time without getting interrupted. And so I have generally stumbled over my speech a bit, and I get very flustered when I'm not able to say what I want to say immediately. And so, kind of with those feelings, I wasn't quite sure if I would be any good at doing ASMR or anything like that. Which, to be fair, in the beginning, I'm not sure I actually was that good. But there were some very important people to me. Number one, who I always remember, is Sharper Adam, but there were a few of you who I think I've mentioned before. Hopefully you know who you are, but Sharper Adam, whenever I first started uploading a video, he would always comment and be like, "Yay, another video." And people told me I was very relaxing and that, that I was doing a good job, basically. And that, I kind of, popped my first few videos up, not really sure what I would do with it, if I would continue with it. And it's because of those early people that I have, over 600 videos today. Because it would have been very easy to stop and think that, yeah, I don't know, this is probably not for me. I don't know if I quite have the voice for it, which I've developed my ASMR voice more, I know. I talked more in a regular voice before, but I have more confidence now to actually use this voice and to take a longer amount of time to say my words, because I know that you, my tinglings, are not going to interrupt me. Or if you do, I don't hear it. So that's kind of what started me into ASMR in the first place, was just all these ideas floating around and thinking, hey, somebody should make some videos like this. And when I just thought that, nobody did it, so I figured I guess I better be the one to go ahead and make those videos. What drives me now is still a bit of that. I have constant ideas floating through my head about what might be nice for my tinglings to experience. But a big part of it is just knowing how much ASMR helped me. It made a huge, huge difference in my life. Made me just chill out a lot more, a lot less anxious when I was working in tech support, which was a very anxiety-inducing job for me. And so it really helped me just chill out and go with the flow a bit more and just find a nice, relaxed pace to live at. And so I'm always aware, I guess, that for some people that's the place that they're in right now, is that really just tight and, anxious thing. And if I can do something that will provide something they can rely on, then I really want to do that for all of you. And that's the big reason that I've wanted to keep up daily videos. It's certainly a lot of work for me to do daily videos, but for me, I felt like that I knew that there were a lot of people who relied on those videos, and even people who don't watch them every day, but who, if they're having a really rough day, know there's going to be a brand new video, a video special for that day for them coming out, that they don't have to go back and watch an old video, that it's something new and something just for them for that day. And so that's part of the reason, that's part of what drives me to keep up daily videos, is just that desire to help you guys out, I guess, is that I want to soothe you, and I want to calm you, and beyond that, I want to take you to amazing places. I love hearing about, just, how the 1% live, and let's go off on a holiday where, butlers are gonna take care of this, and that's gonna be taking care of that. Like, I love luxury ASMR. If you haven't noticed, I do like to go down that route, although I guess I don't do it quite as much as I think I do, so we'll have to get some more luxury in our lives. But that's the reason I really wanted to go to the hotel as well, is just to really indulge you and pamper you and, take all of us to a really nice hotel and just have a nice relaxing time and just really enjoy it. So that's kind of what drives me now, is just the thought of kind of more immersive ASMR, so going to be able to shoot on location. I'm not quite sure what the magic number is. I kind of thought it was 1,000, but I have so few subscribers from around here that I'm like, if I go to a local business and I'm like, hey, I have 1,000 subscribers, but about 50 of them are in Australia, then I don't know if that's really that convincing for them. So I probably need to pop up my Australian numbers to be more convincing for other people to let me in, so it could be mutually beneficial. But anyway. But that's, kind of the thing that drives me, is just wanting to make it very immersive, but always very relatable. I don't like it to feel like I don't know, I want you to think I'm a real person, not somebody reading a script. So that's why I don't write any scripts. I improvise everything that I do, even my role plays. You'll sometimes see me if I'm doing a menu reading. I read that off, and I'll do reading of fact videos. You can generally tell what I'm reading, but most of the time I just kind of get my information and try to convey it to you as if I'm a person doing the job that I'm pretending to do. So, because that to me I feel is the most authentic, and for me is part of what keeps me invested, is knowing that somebody's there and I'm in this experience, rather than, somebody's there trying to make me have ASMR. So that's something that kind of is in my philosophy of ASMR, is that almost the ASMR should be secondary, that it's whatever the video is, that's number one, and then there should be little pieces of ASMR through, because then I feel like it works better. But, other people work a completely different way, so I have no problem with that, but that's just not usually what I'm trying to achieve on my channel. And hopefully, if you're watching this, then that works for you, because that's probably why you're here, is because you're from my channel. So, that's kind of what drives me now. Working with other ASMRtists, it can be, logistically, it's so much more work than just a regular video. Even if you're recording a shorter bit, it's just a lot of logistics, even just, are we going to do it this day, or this time, or this day, or this time? So much back and forth to try and figure out what you want to do, and everything like that. But it's very, very rewarding. I love working with other ASMRtists because it kind of gives me an excuse to dabble in the style of somebody else. You've probably noticed on my channel I don't have any one distinct thing that I do. I could probably have a daily map video and people would watch those, because the map lovers really check in, but I wouldn't want to restrict myself to that. And I love food, and I love doing waitress videos and cooking videos and that sort of thing, but I wouldn't want to restrict myself to that either. And so I don't. But I like to dabble in all sorts of different things. But sometimes you kind of feel like it's, somebody has a really great idea, but it's kind of their domain and don't want to be overstepping. And so by doing a collaboration, it's a way to kind of work and try out the way they do things for me, and that's what I really enjoy. But logistically, it's a lot of work, because you have to figure out how you want to do things, who's going to edit, who's not going to edit, how to go back and forth. And that's just with a normal one. When me and Nebula did our collaboration, my lord, that was so much work for both of us. She did the bulk of the editing, but I provided, well, she put it all together, but yeah, it was, and then it was so much work, like just even before I got to recording, that I recorded and I was really unhappy with the sound, but I was so tired that by that point I was just like, I can't record again, even though it was only 10 minutes, which is a bit crazy, but anyway. So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. But I definitely could not do a daily collaboration. That would be insane. So I have a few collaborations coming up, which I'm excited about, so that'll be good. I'm very excited to share them with you. The other thing is that it allows me to introduce other artists to you who I really like, or, for you to find me via other artists, so it's fun that way too. But for me, the fun is just thinking about ways to use ASMR in not just a single person venue, and so that's what I really like about collaborating, is that creative aspect of, what scenario can we use that will, make sense to have two people, because I don't like to do collaboration where it just feels like, okay, this video, then that video. I want it to feel like, oh, well, it makes sense. So that's why I really loved the one I did with Southern ASMR Sounds, because it was just, the idea to, because I loved her little jewelry videos, and I was like, but I don't have any jewelry, so I was like, well, how would we collaborate on a video like that? And then I thought, oh, well, what if I, I'm showing them through a catalog, but then, I can say, hey, back behind here, we have this, super secret fancy place, and you can go back there. And I was like, oh, that sounds like such a cool experience to have. And so, anyway, I approached her, and we got that done. It took us a while. We finished it in January, and then it came out in July, so that's part of what I mean about just, it's a lot of work to coordinate. So anyway, but that's kind of what it's like to work with other ASMRtists and do a collaboration, and my story about what brought me to my channel in the first place. And of course, what always keeps me to my channel is you, my lovely tinglings. I I would not be here if it was not for you. So, thanks for watching, and thanks for being here. Because I love the time I spend with you. If you saw my video, Whisper Wednesday, a little while ago, I had a very spiritual experience thinking about you guys, and it is a very spiritual and special experience to share this time with you and share this emotional space with you. There's a lot of places in the world and a lot of places on the internet that are vying for your attention and want you to watch, all this, but I don't know, that you take time to spend time with me and allow me to try and just help you relax. It is a very sacred and special experience to me, so I thank you for giving me that opportunity. And I just love you guys. That's basically, all of it. So, thanks for being you. Thanks for being here. And, well, I'm here every day, so I'll see you tomorrow.